Let's put that point to Clovis Casali, who's there at Matignon. I mean, Clovis, there seem to be all the same demands that we heard just a couple of days ago, last time the Socialists met with Sébastien Lecornu.
And the Socialist Party leaders telling us moments ago that, in fact, they spoke to Sébastien Lecornu, but their demands, their message was really addressed to President Macron. He will have the final word. And they told Sébastien Lecornu to go and see the French president with these very clear demands, notably. And a lot of the talk was about the pension reform. They want an absolute U-turn on that pension reform. And they said, listen, some allies of Emmanuel Macron, notably the former Prime Minister Elisabeth Borne, who was the architect of this reform, saying this morning in the French press that reform should possibly be put on pause. Well, that's a sign that even within the presidential party, within the ruling centrist bloc, there are voices that agree with the Socialist Party. And that's why Emmanuel Macron needs to listen to them and also listen to the French people. That's what the Socialist Party says. Listen, President Macron needs to meet our demands because they are the demands of the French people. We want a real break. And what was interesting also in the tone of this statement we just heard from the Socialist Party is that they don't want a government with the centrist bloc. They want a real left-wing government, or at least a government that will implement their manifesto. That's a more fair, more social, with more justice, a very different budget. That's what they want. They want a complete U-turn on the pension reform. We said, problem is, that's a flagship reform of Emmanuel Macron. And if there is that U-turn, well, it will cost millions and millions to the millions and millions more for the French government. And in these difficult economic times, with billions that need to be made in terms of government cuts, it's a little difficult to imagine Emmanuel Macron agreeing to that. Will he have a choice? If he wants to avoid snap parliamentary elections, he needs to find a prime minister, and it's more likely for a left-wing prime minister to work than not.
Clovis, thanks very much. Clovis Casali there joining us there from Matignon. Of course, all the latest coverage coming up for you in just a few moments as we summarise and continue to follow that story for you throughout the day here on France 24 with that deadline still set for tonight.